let's say we have a service skilled trade pro out there now, doesn't matter what the trade is, and let's say they've been at it for a few years and they've got that same hankering that we ended up having about, the next step for my career. Maybe they're a journeyman, they've got the it, they're highly sought after, but they know they can change employers whenever they want to and probably do just as good. But let's say they got that hankering maybe to be a business owner. What are some of the things you mentioned? Accounting, and I'm 100% on board with that. But let's say if they're thinking about being a business owner, what is one of the things that they have to strongly consider before they make that decision?
Figuring out how to put 30 hours into a 24-hour day that's the biggest obstacle right out of the gate. Understanding the degree of financing and backing required to start a business properly. Because if you're a guy or a girl and you want to go into business for yourself and you're going to be a one-truck show, you can do well. But remember, you're always on call. You're always doing everything. So you quickly will, I think, realize that you have to increase your headcount so that you have a life. And there's certain metrics that you have to hit. You have to have money in the bank in order to secure a line of credit to buy equipment. I mean, there's these things that we don't always see when we're in the windshield turning wrenches that have to happen in order to make a business go. The road is riddled with people that have been in business for 5 years. They've done a great job, but they're worn out and they're broke because they've worked 5 years for wages. And either they didn't understand their cost structure, so they didn't charge enough, or they gave too much away by saying, we'll take care of it, don't worry about it. Understanding your cost of doing business is huge. And some of that is accounting, Martin, but a lot of that is how well do you run your household budget? Are you always strung out at home and you've got more bills than you have money coming in? So take a look at that and at your financial discipline. And I mentioned the hours in the day because once you get through turning wrenches as an owner, there's still the accounting and the billing and the collecting, huge piece on the collecting. Just because, and I always say this, remind people, invoicing is one thing, collecting is the other. Those are not synonymous terms. So you have to make sure that you collect what you invoice. And I think having the stick-to-itness to really build for the future and not build for the bass boat. And what I mean by that is you got to have a goal that's bigger than your personal goal, or you're going to wind up working really, really hard and doing some really cool stuff for some great people, but you will wear yourself to the bone. That's my biggest worry. And I don't say that to scare people. I just want people to be aware, because some people are cool with that, and that's good as long as they know what's in store. Because there's a lot of technicians out there that are driving down the road right now. I hope they're listening to this and they're thinking, maybe I want to go into business for myself. I'm 38 years old. I know what I'm doing technically. I kind of got my poop in a pile with finances at home. I feel like I can do this. But take a year and go to a little entrepreneur boot camp, study, maybe start a side business doing something that's not competitive that'll get you in trouble with your boss, and just see if the hours that are going to be required to start a business are doable for you. If you have kids, at various times in their lives, you got Little League, you got soccer, you got all these curriculums going on outside of school and home. Do you have enough time to do that? And you can't be a mediocre company and excel. If you're going to be a mediocre company and just do mediocre work, you're going to get a mediocre result. But if you really want to build for excellence and you want to build for the future, make sure that you're capitalized, meaning you've got enough money to live on for a couple of years without drawing a paycheck, and that you've got a pot of money to keep in the bank so that your creditors know that when you order 5 Carrier rooftop units or whatever flavor, that you've got the money to secure that, and they're not gambling on you hoping to get paid for that job in order to pay them. And you know that better than anyone.